Well, a bill submitted by Tennessee's Speaker of the House aims to greatly expand Tennessee's charter school system.
But lawmakers on both sides of the aisle had lots of questions today about who would pay for tuition. News Channel 5's Chris Davis shares what we know.
Let me just go ahead and start.
It may just be one bill in the legislature, but it expands charter schools in Tennessee in two very different ways. The first part deals with homeschool students.
A hybrid system for parents who are currently homeschooling their children but want more structure to enroll their children in a hybrid system of charters where they would be in school 3 or 4 days a week and the rest of the week instructed by their parents.
But those homeschoolers wouldn't have to pay tuition because by joining the charter school, they would essentially become a public school student. So the public school district their student would be zoned for would have to foot the bill.
They would be under the TISA model for the time that they're at school, so they would then receive, this charter school would receive state funding.
So would they receive the full amount of the funding, or would they receive a proportionate amount of the funding based on the amount of time that they spend in that charter?
Yeah, I wish you hadn't asked that. I am not definite.
The second part of the bill would allow charter schools to also become a charter boarding school that zeroes in on a particular type of student.
Spaces would be for Tennessee students who are considered mainly at risk. Now, by the definition of at risk, I mean if they're homeless, foster, runaways, free and reduced lunch, economically disadvantaged, and that term, abuse, neglect, family dysfunction, disability, a lot of the things that our DCS has to deal with now.
How would the boarding school tuition be paid for?
It's paid for by the public school dollars of the students who go there, the TISA model.
The sponsor made it clear while public school districts would have to pay tuition, they would not be expected to pay for room and board.
Not anymore on the taxpayer.
But lawmakers on both sides of the aisle wanted to know who would cover those costs.
And I'm thinking about fiscal notes on that, and what kind of explained to me the second part of it.
And so that will be the challenge going forward.
And there was an interesting maneuver at the end of this meeting. When the sponsor realized he didn't have enough votes for it to pass out of committee, they quickly adjourned and rolled it to next week. At the Capitol, Chris Davis, News Channel 5.
All right, Chris, thanks for keeping us up to date. By the way, there's another bill this session that would allow charter schools to recruit students from different counties, and the funding would follow them. The committee ran out of time today to discuss that proposal.